Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how to hand embroider any name onto a knit sweater. These custom sweaters have become insanely popular, and for good reason. They are adorable. However, they can be quite expensive to custom order, but they're not very challenging to make and the materials are super affordable. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. I started with this knitted pink baby sweater. This one is size 3 to 6 months. First, I created a guide for my sewing on water-soluble embroidery paper. The package this was shipped in got damaged, which is why it's all crumpled up. Usually it would be nice and flat, but it's still usable, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. I chose a cursive font I liked for the name in Canva. This one is called Playlist Script. I measured the space on my sweater and decided to make the name about 5 inches wide. Then I put my laptop at full brightness, turned off the lights in the room, and put the embroidery paper against the screen to trace the name onto the paper with a marker. Some other options are to print out a piece of paper with the name on it and use that to trace, or some embroidery papers can actually be printed on directly from your printer, or you can just handwrite your own font on the paper. This is just what was easiest for me. I lightly traced the name first, and then I just touched up the name a little bit more after removing it from my laptop screen. If you want, to be safest, you can use a water-soluble marker for this, but because the paper itself is water-soluble, I just used a regular washable marker. I would avoid using something harsher like a Sharpie, just in case the ink sinks into your knitted fabric or your yarn when you wash away the paper. Once my name was drawn, I cut away the excess paper. This paper has a backing that you can peel off and stick the paper right onto the sweater. Make sure you have it placed exactly where you want it before putting a good amount of pressure into smoothing it out against the fabric so that it won't go anywhere while you're sewing. I already washed and dried this sweater so that any shrinking it will do in the dryer has already happened and it won't ruin the embroidery later. Once your guide is placed and nice and secure, you're ready to start embroidering. Because this sweater is so small, the name is pretty small as well, so I'm using a thinner white yarn to sew the name to make sure it's easy to read without being too bulky. If you're doing this on a larger sweater, you may want to use a thicker yarn for your stitches so that the name is a bit bolder. I cut a long piece of yarn and tied a knot on one end, leaving a bit of a tail to weave in. Then I threaded the other end of the yarn through the eye of a darning needle. This can be a bit challenging. My trick is to use the pointy side of the needle to fray the tip of the yarn, then fold those frayed pieces tight over the needle, slide the needle out leaving a flat edge on the yarn, and then push that flat edge through the eye of the needle. You probably won't be able to use a thicker yarn needle for this because you need to be able to break through that stabilizer paper, not just the knitted sweater. Starting at one end of my first letter, I pushed the needle through the inside of the sweater to the outside so that the knot and tail of the yarn are sitting on the inside of the sweater. I'll be using a chain stitch for this entire name. To create the chain stitch, push your needle back into the same spot you just came through from the inside and pull the yarn through until a small loop is sticking out the front of the sweater. Hang on to that loop so that you don't lose it inside. Then you're going to pass the needle back through to the front of the sweater a little farther down the letter, making sure it comes up inside that loop. Then pull your yarn all the way through to secure the loop in place. You may need to pull and adjust it a bit until the loop is sitting nicely. Then, once again, you're going to stick your needle back into the spot you just came out, pull through until a little loop is left sticking out of the sweater, grab the loop and bring your needle back up a little farther down the letter, making sure it comes through the loop to secure it in place. And you're going to continue doing this all the way across the letters of the name to create your chain stitches. The distance that you travel down the letter is going to depend on the size of your name. Because my name is so small, my stitches need to be pretty short to make their way around the letter and maintain their shape properly. If my stitches are too long, the curves of the letters will become jagged and boxy. If you're doing a larger size name, 1/2 inch per stitch is probably a good rule of thumb. And you can even go through with a measuring tape and mark where each stitch needs to come up in order to keep it perfectly consistent. My stitches are so small that I just eyeballed it. Make sure you're adjusting each stitch to look nice and sit tight and secure before moving on to your next one. Once you move to your next stitch, you can't really go back and adjust any of the previous ones, so it's important to make sure that they all look nice as you go. The S is technically not connected to the T, so to finish off the S, I went back into the sweater just outside of my final chain stitch I made to secure it down into the sweater instead of continuing the chain into the next letter. Depending on the size of your name, there may be quite a distance between some of your disconnected letters, in which case you may want to cut, fasten off, and weave in your yarn on the inside of your sweater before moving on to your next one, which I will show you how to do shortly when I get about halfway through my letter E and run out of this piece of yarn. But my T is just a very small jump from my S, so I'm just going to push my needle back through on the left side of the cross of my T and continue my chain stitch from there. I went just below the cross of the T on my drawn guide because it was too close to the tip of my S for my liking, so I'm using the cross as a guide but putting it just above my yarn instead of right on it. And at the end of this cross, again, it's just a quick jump to the top of the T, so I'm not going to fasten off. I'm just going to bring my needle back through up there and then continue working down the T. I don't want the main body of the T to overlap the cross of the T. I want the cross of it to be sitting on top as if it were drawn after like you normally would when you write a T. So just before the cross of the T, I'm going to do what I did at the end of the S and go straight back down into the sweater just outside of the chain stitch I made to secure it in place. Then I popped my needle back through just on the other side of the cross of the T and continued the chain stitch business as usual. The letter E has a point where the lines intersect as well, but for this one I actually do want to overlap on top of that part I already did, because that's what you would do if you were actually writing this name on paper. So when I got to the lines that intersect, I continued my chain stitch as usual, and just made one chain that passes right over top of the line that I already made in the first part of the E. And right at this point I'm getting close to being out of this piece of yarn. So now I'm going to fasten this chain stitch down like I've done a couple times before, and then turn the sweater inside out. Next, I'm weaving the tail back through a few of the stitches I've already made. And then I'm going to split this yarn in half to give me two pieces I can tie together in some nice secure knots. And once those knots are tied, I'm weaving it through another few stitches and then cutting off the end of the yarn. And while I'm here, I'm also going to weave in the tail from the beginning of the yarn and cut that off as well. And now I'm starting again just like I did at the beginning with another long piece of yarn, tying a knot with a tail, threading the yarn through my needle and bringing it through back to front in the spot I left off with the most recent chain stitch. Continuing up through my letter L, I'm going just a little bit off my guide here because I felt like the loop of the L was going to be a bit too tight. So when I came back down the loop, I went a little bit on the outside of my drawn guide just to make the loop slightly larger. And again, I'm going to overlap this line like I naturally would if I was writing this name on paper. When doing these overlapping stitches, the yarn does end up sticking out just a little bit in those spots because there are 2 stitches on top of each other. Personally, that doesn't bother me, but if you don't want it to stick up like that, you could just leave an empty gap in that spot on the way over in the first place, so that by the time you get there on the way back, you're just filling that spot with 1 chain stitch instead of 2 that overlap each other. Near the end of my second L, I've almost run out of yarn again, so I'm going to fasten off and weave in my tails in the back like I did before. Finally, when I got to the letter A, I did a little jump from the connecting line to the top of the A because I don't want anything to overlap on this letter. Then I just worked my way down the A and into the tail, and that finished off the name embroidery. At the end of the letter, I did 1 last stitch just on the outside of the final chain to secure it down. Then I fastened off on the back and weaved in my ends 1 last time. Next, I trimmed off a bit of the excess embroidery paper around the edges of the name. Then I ran it under warm water for a few minutes to fully dissolve the paper and leave just the embroidery. The paper will turn into a gel-like consistency and then dissolve right off of the fabric. Then I hung the sweater to dry. And here is the final result. I love how this turned out. It's so simple, but I think it's incredibly cute. And you could absolutely make this a bit fancier by adding some flowers or hearts or any other design surrounding the name. I'm thinking about making some more sweaters like this that are Christmas themed in adult sizes, so let me know if that's something you'd like to see a tutorial for in the future. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of projects you'd like to see in the future. See you later!